All right, let's talk about something we've all struggled with, legal writing. You know that feeling, right? Your eyes just glaze over when you see that dense, impenetrable wall of text. But what if I told you there's a much simpler way to write, even for lawyers?
I mean, look at this. It sounds like a joke, but this actually happened. A company snuck a clause into its terms and conditions where people literally signed away their immortal souls. And yeah, it's hilarious, but it gets at a really simple truth. Almost nobody reads this stuff because they can't understand it.
And this isn't some new thing from the internet age. Nope, this problem is centuries old. Get this. Way back in 1596, a judge in England got so mad about a 120-page document that he had a hole cut through the middle of it and had the writer's head stuffed inside for everyone to see. Talk about a harsh penalty for bad writing. So, what exactly makes legal writing so bad? Well, it usually boils down to these four things. It's wordy, using 10 words when 2 would work just fine. It's unclear, hiding what it actually means behind a bunch of jargon. It's pompous, trying way too hard to sound important. And let's be honest, it's just plain dull. But it doesn't have to be like that. Just listen to how Justice Cardozo described a famous case. See? It's a story. It's clear, it's direct. He's not trying to sound fancy with a bunch of herein-befores or whatever. He's just telling you what happened in plain English. All right, so how do we actually fix this mess? The first principle is maybe the most important one, and it's brutally simple. Just cut out the extra words. One lawyer said that's the whole secret right there. Let's dig into what that actually looks like. Here's a great way to think about it. Imagine you're building a piece of furniture. You've got your working words. Those are the solid pieces of wood, the parts that actually matter. And then you have glue words, just the stuff that holds it all together. A master craftsman uses as little glue as possible. A great writer does the exact same thing. And check out this transformation. The before is... A trial by jury was requested by the defendant. It's clunky, right? It's got 5 of those glue words. Now the after. The defendant requested a jury trial. Boom. Same meaning, but now we've only got 2 glue words. We just made that sentence a third shorter by getting rid of the gunk. Okay, so cutting out extra words is step 1. Step 2 is all about making your sentences more active and powerful. And the secret here is to unleash the verbs. This is where we meet our main enemy, the zombie noun. I love this term. It's when you take a perfectly good, strong verb, like decide, and you turn it into a clumsy, lifeless noun, like decision. And they're called zombie nouns for a reason. They literally suck all the life and action out of your writing. But the good news is there's a cure for this zombie outbreak. Look at this. Instead of saying the parties will reach a decision, why not just say the parties will decide? Instead of saying the lawyer will make an objection, how about the lawyer will object? It's so much shorter, so much more direct. It just has more punch. All right, our final principle takes on the real final boss of bad legal writing. That one single, impossibly long sentence that just goes on and on and on. You know the one I'm talking about. Let's figure out how to tame this beast. Okay, just look at the thing. It's an 86-word sentence. Seriously, it's a total mess, right? There are about 5 different ideas all tangled up in there. By the time you get to the end, you've completely forgotten how it even started. But here's the magic. Watch what happens when we just break it apart. First, what's the core rule? Here it is. Okay, what's the condition for that rule? Bam, second sentence. What's the procedure? There you go. The deadlines, we split them into 2 simple points. See? It's the exact same information, just presented in a way your brain can actually process. So this has all been about legal writing, but why should you care if you're not a lawyer? Well, this isn't just about making things sound nice. This stuff has a huge impact on all of our lives, every single day. Because clarity actually pays off in the real world. Think about it. A car warranty that you can actually understand, that makes you more likely to buy the car. A loan agreement that's clear, that means fewer people defaulting. And for you and me, it's about power. It's about actually understanding the contracts and terms of service that shape our world. So the next time you're staring at a document that makes your head spin, just remember this. Being confusing isn't a requirement. It's a choice. And you can ask yourself the most important question. Could this have been said in plain English? And you'll know that almost always the answer is yes.